Hello everyone. Basically, this video I'm just going to be going through a way to choose your plants, and it's just specifically finding plants. So this is once you've done all of your overlays, your soil testing, all the analysis that you need for your site, and once you've done that, then you can basically get to the stage where you're trying to get your plants, and obviously you might be new to permaculture or just gardening in general, so you might not know a lot of plants. So in this video I'm just going to show you how you can find plants that you need, and especially if you don't know what nitrogen fixers are, for example, then this is going to be a great tool for you to use. So basically I'm just going to make myself go really small, and so I'm just going to type in the top bar here PFAF, and this is a plant database. There's many plant databases. Oh, where have I gone? Here I am. Yeah, so there's many plant databases that you can use. This is just one, and these are called Plants for a Future. I really like their ethos and the whole setup of the site. So I use them a lot when I'm searching for my plants, especially if there's a place which I'm designing for in quite foreign environments to me, then I'll use this site to help me find the plants that I need. So basically you can see here it's got from A to Z all the different Latin and common names. I don't normally use this part because it's majority of the time I'm looking for plants that I don't know, which is the whole point of using this site for me. So you can see we've got edibility rating. So this is just how good is how edible is it, and medicinal rating, how medicinal is it. Edible uses, so we've got chocolate, drink, milk, salt, etc. Medicinal uses, I mean, look at all that, it's incredible, right? And you can just tick the ones that you want. And I recommend, if you're looking for something, don't just tick like all of them at the same time and think that there's going to be loads of plants, because it's not. Because what the database is going to do is it's going to try and find plants that have everything in. Do you see what I mean? So like all of the things that you've clicked on, it's going to try and find plants which have all of that. So I recommend just doing one at a time. For example, if you want to find edible plants, you would just click on edible rating 5, you see, and you wouldn't go for medicinal. You wouldn't want it to be medicinal as well. You just try and get the edible plants that you chose. So if we carry on, we've got other uses. So you can see all of that: soap, paint, fuel, green manure. It's amazing, really. Mulch, rootstock, sandpaper. Special uses, we've got nitrogen fixer, which I mentioned earlier, and you got hedges, carbon farming, coppice. So anything that you're looking for there, you would just tick that. And management, also staple crops as well. So maybe if you're creating an alley cropping system, that might be beneficial for you. Again, industrial crops we've got here. some more like materials, chemicals and energy, as it says up here. Then agroforestry services, fodder, which is food for cattle and other livestock. It's great if you've got a little homestead where you want to keep it all a closed loop system, where you're not bringing in or importing food for your livestock. Edible parts, so if you want a particular part of a plant that's edible, something that I don't really normally tick, I suppose. A lot of these things would be in particular cases, which is why this is so good. Then you've got the habitat, perennials, climbers, etc. What I'm going to do, because I've already clicked the edible rating number 5, I'm just going to do a random one, say perennial climber. In permaculture, we're obviously using perennials all the time, and so yeah, it would be good to see that. Also evergreen and deciduous. So if you don't know what that is, basically an evergreen is where it's green forever, evergreen, so it's green all year round, and deciduous is when it drops its leaves in the winter. You can also get semi-deciduous as well, where sometimes it doesn't drop its leaves and sometimes it does. You can choose your height if you want a plant to grow to a certain height and width. Now here we've got the hardiness, plants for a future UK. So this is the UK ratings, and if you see here it says how hardy it, on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 will survive Arctic winters, 10 is tropical. Cornwall is about 8, but can grow some plants from zone 9. Most of Britain's zone is 7, going down to zone 6 in the north, and 4 in the mountains. So let's just say, for argument's sake, most of Britain is in zone 7, going down to zone 6. So let's choose 7 and 6. Below is the USDA hardiness rating. You don't need to click that if you've already clicked the UK, but obviously for people in this part of the world, the Americas, then you might want to use that as well. If you don't know what that is, basically hardiness ratings is zone. So the whole world basically is split up to zones of hardiness ratings, and that helps us identify where plants are going to thrive, basically. So for an obvious example, you wouldn't want to put a plant that was tropical in zone 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's just not going to thrive. Then we've got the growth rate, so fast, medium, slow. Soil also very important, so it goes from light sandy, loam, heavy clay, poor soil, pH as well. So this is all to do with your specific site, right? So if your soil is medium loam and you've got very alkaline, then you want to be ticking them boxes, and it will show you them plants that come up. The shade, so you got full, semi, and none. Again, once you split your design into, I don't know if you've heard of McCarthy's theory of exclusion, but once you use that method, you're going to know where the sun is, where the shady spots are, where the boggy areas are, and you're going to know how much of an area you have to play with as well. So let's just say we're designing in our shady area, then you want to be just going through that area first, rather than doing the whole design. You've got to pick a specific area, and so that semi-shade, you want to be clicking that. And if it's also boggy as well, which you'll know in the exclusion method, then you can click boggy, and it will come up with plants that will survive in shade and boggy areas. It's just a fantastic site, really, and I just wanted to share it with you. So we've also got wind as well, so wind exposures, tolerate strong winds, not wind tolerant, tolerates pollution, frost tender, and then it's got all the flowering times as well. So if you wanted to create a garden that was, all year round, then that's a great way to do it as well. And then also the different flowering types, and it's got all the pollinators here as well. So I just wanted to talk you through that basically. At the moment we've got the hardiness 6 and 7, we've got perennial climbers, and we have, so we've just got the edible rating at 5. So if I just go ahead and click search, we're going to see what comes up. No results found. Okay. So if we just change one thing, perennial. Yeah, here we go. So if you see, we've got Traveller's Delight, we've got Earth Peanut, Oca, Duck Potato, and Arrowhead. So yeah, basically I don't really want to go any further into it. No, I'm not sure why it didn't come up with plants the first time round. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that this is a great way to find plants. Normally I have lists come up. And yeah, I wonder if it's because let's just try one that's going to be a bit more generic. Let's try just the zone 7, see what comes up. And if we do, maybe if we click more edibility ratings, maybe it will come up with more. Here we go. Yeah, so it's come up with more there. And these are all perennial climbers that are going to thrive in zone 7, and they have great edibility ratings. So I think I said earlier about basically if you click one thing, it might not come up, but it looks like it is coming up now. So basically on the edibility ratings, if you click 3, 4 and 5, it's going to come up with 3, 4 and 5. So ignore what I said about that earlier. But yeah, it's just such a great website to use. I use it a lot, and there are other websites out there, but this is just the one that I use. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps your permaculture journey.